Hello all, we're back again. Back on the KT17, and we're now into reassembly mode. What I've done is I've cleaned up all the surfaces of the two casting halves. Took any oil, grease, films that are off it with a straightforward degreaser on a cotton or a foam swab, so they're all nice and clean. Inspected all the interior. I had already blown it out, make sure there was nothing there on both sides, and there wasn't. To the governor though, because that's really where we left off, is that the governor's back in place. All I did was I took a pin off here, pulled this pin out, and I was able to of course put the governor back on the boss, and I put the pin back in and put the screw back in from the back side. I did notice the pin was a little bent, however it was just a little, if you know what I mean. It's like it wasn't much at all. And actually if you bring the gear forward as far as it'll come, it's actually flush with the front of the camshaft, and it's resting against the pin. All the way back there's a little clearance in the pin. The pin's straight now, and it's flush to the back of the cam. So I don't know, all I know is it works, it's fixed, it's going to be fine. Got the paddle in the right spot. On the bottom, what I put in is the little oil can. There's a screen on the bottom, so the oil fills up the screen on the bottom, and I guess any turbulence or oil flow, it doesn't interrupt or doesn't get an air bubble sucked in while it's pumping oil. So the can's there, it's held in place with a spring. Tube comes out the side, across here, into a channel, which is then pumped up here. On this side there is the oil pump, and away she goes all the way through up in here into a cavity which lubricates this. Comes out here, which is on this side of the camshaft. The camshaft's hollow, it'll run through, there's a groove down here, and it's self-cycling. So I've got the other side cleaned up as well. So what we'll do is I'll break away, I'll prepare the RTV, put the RTV near the side, show you where it all goes, and we'll begin putting it back together. And in this segment we'll put the jug on too, at least one of them, and take it from there. Alright, thanks for watching guys, see you in a bit. Okay, here we are again, back after a few minutes. What I've done is I put the gasket sealant. I've used a extra black, geez, can't even read it anymore, an OEM specified, but you know, I've got Loctite too, silicone RTV, I've got a few of them. I like this one, it's worked well for me. Not that I've done hundreds and hundreds of engines, but it has worked well. They say to put it together immediately, so I'm not going to waste time. All around the outside, I stopped here and I picked up again here because this is the closure side, doesn't need it. And all around here, and came out to these corners, two circles in the middle. And what I did also, you might not be able to see it, but I'm not taking the seal out. And when the seal was initially installed, when I built it, they did recommend putting the black RTV or sealant RTV. So I've gone ahead and done that too. So since it was already off, I put a little smear on it, and that should seat. Did I forget anything? This is the part where you always go, did I, didn't I, did I, got it, check, 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 check. No, I checked. Up she comes. I lubricated some parts inside that would need it, and we'll put this guy on. It should lay in relatively uneventfully. So we get the studs lined up. 1, 2, 1, 2. There. And down she goes. Okay, there's 2 pins. There's a pin down here and a pin up here. The pin at the top seems to be the one that causes me a little bit of grief. Don't know why. So I'll take my trusty little hammer and just, there, a little nudge back and forth. And down she goes. Yeah, excellent. Okay, for this RTV, they say to install your bolts hand tight. All of them. Hand tight only. So what I'll be doing is, oh damn it. So what I'll be doing is I'll just be running them down. Hand tight. Like so. With an extension. And it'll all go in place. Get my hands nice and dry so I can feel what hand tight's all about. There. And a nut and a washer on this side. Before I forget, that's the plug. That plug has to go in there with the casting open, just a hair, like that. And put that back down. In fact, okay, so they say to hold that in place. They don't want it to come out. So on goes some lock washers. On goes some nuts. And what I'll do is put all these bolts down, hand tight. And take it from there. Now once these are down, hand tight, this particular material says to let it sit for an hour, of all things. Yeah, a whole hour. So that's what they say. That's what I'll do. A whole hour. Long ones, I know where they go. So I'll get these all down hand tight. And then let it sit for an hour. Okay? Which is what they want. And then we'll bring you back in an hour's time and we'll just do the torquing. Okay?